Jai Shri Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. You already sang Hare Radharani, yes? Okay. Thank you very much. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Thank you. We continue to read Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto. We start to read today chapter number 3. Hiranyakashipu's plan to become immortal. We will read first part and then verse. Introduction and then verse. Maybe we can read one by one. Krishna Prabhu, can you start by some parts?
This chapter describes how Hiranyakashipu performed a severe type of austerity for material benefit, thus causing great distress throughout the universe. Even Lord Brahma, the chief personality within this universe, became somewhat disturbed and personally went to see why Hiranyakashipu was engaged in such a severe austerity.
Hiranyakashipu wanted to become immortal. He wanted not to be conquered by anyone, not to be attacked by old age and disease, and not to be harassed by any opponent. Thus, he wanted to become the absolute ruler of the entire universe. With this desire, he entered the valley of Mandara mountain and began practicing a severe type of austerity and meditation. Seeing Hiranyakashipu engaged in this austerity, the demigods returned to their respective homes. But while Hiranyakashipu was thus engaged, a kind of fire began blazing from his head, disturbing the entire universe and its inhabitants, including the birds, beasts, and demigods. When all the higher and lower planets became too hot to live on, the demigods, being disturbed, left their abodes in the higher planets and went to see Lord Brahma, praying to him that he curtail this unnecessary heat. The demigods disclosed to Lord Brahma Hiranyakashipu's ambition to become immortal, overcoming his short duration of life and to be the master of all the planetary systems, even Dhruvaloka.
Upon hearing the purpose of Hiranyakashipu's austere meditation, Lord Brahma, accompanied by the great sage Bhrigu and great personalities like Daksha, went to see Hiranyakashipu. He then sprinkled water from his kamandalu, a type of water pot, upon Hiranyakashipu's head.
Hiranyakashipu, the king of the deities, bowed down before Lord Brahma, the creator of this universe, offering respectful obeisances again and again and offering prayers. When Lord Brahma agreed to give him benedictions, he prayed not to be killed by any living entity, not to be killed in any place, covered or uncovered, not to die in the daytime or at night, not to be killed by any weapon on land or in the air, and not to be killed by any human being, animal, demigod, or any other entity, living or non-living. He further prayed for supremacy over the entire universe and requested the 8 yogic perfections such as Anima and Lakhima. Okay. Let's read this verse. Srinarada Uvacha, Srinarada Uvacha, Hiranyakashipu Rajan, Hiranyakashipu Rajan, Ajayam Ajaramaram, Ajayam Ajar, Atmanam Apratidvandvam, Atmanam Apratidvandvam, Ekarajam Vyadhitsata Ekarajam Vyadhisata Shinarada Uvacha Shinarada Uvacha Hiranyakashipu Rajan Hiranyakashipu Ajayam Ajaramaram Ajayam Ajaram Atmanam Apratidvandvam Ekarajam Vyadhisata Ekarajam Vyadhisata. Can you read, please? Shinarada Uvacha Hiranyakashipu Rajan Ajayam Ajaramaram Atmanama Pratidvandvam Ekarajam Vyadhitsata Shinarada Uvacha Hiranyakashipu Rajan Ajayam Ajaramaram Atmanama Pratidvandvam Ekarajam Vyadhitsata Shinarada Uvacha Hiranyakashipu Rajam Ajayama Jaramaram Atmanama Pratidvandvam Ekarajam Vyadhitsata. Mataji? Okay. Shinarada Uvacha Shinarada Uvacha Narada Muni said, Hiranyakashipu, the demoniac king Hiranyakashipu, Rajan, O King Yudhishthira, Ajayam, unconquerable by any enemy, Ajara, without all old age or diseases, Amaram, immortal, Atmanam, himself, Apratidvandvam, without any rival or opponent. Ekarajam, the one king of the universe. Vyadhitsata, desired to become. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Narada Muni said to Maharaj Yudhishthira, the demoniac king Hiranyakashipu wanted to be unconquerable and free from old age and dwelling of the body. He wanted to gain all the yogic perfections like anima and like hima, to be deathless and not and to be the only king of the entire universe, including Brahma Loka. Purport. Such are the goals of austerities performed by demons. Hiranyakashipu wanted to receive a benediction from Lord Brahma so that in the future he would be able to conquer Lord Brahma's abode. Similarly, another demon received a benediction from Lord Shiva, but later wanted to kill Lord Shiva through that same benediction. Thus, self-interest persons by demoniac authority want to kill even their benedictors, whereas the Vaishnava wants to remain an ever-existing servant of the Lord and never to occupy the post of the Lord. Through Sayuja Mukti, which is generally demanded by asuras, one merges into the existence of the Lord, but also one sometimes thus achieves the goal of the theory of monism. One falls down again to struggle in material existence. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shinarada Vacha Hiranyakashipu Rajan Ajayam Ajaramaram Atmanam Apratidvandvam Ekarajam Vyadhitsata. Narada Muni said to Maharaja Yudhishthira, the demonic king Hiranyakashipu wanted to be unconquerable and free from old age and dwelling of the body. He wanted to gain all the yogic perfections like Anima and Lakhima, to be deathless and to be the only king of the entire universe, including Brahma Loka. Om Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Churunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sorry for late. How are you? Fine? Ready to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam? Okay. I have a question for you. What is the most important lesson for you? Because we all know this story from beginning till end. So, and we read this introduction. So what is, I wonder, what is the most important lesson for you, real for you, not theoretically, but for your life, you learn from Hiranyakashipu's life? Or we can learn, because I hear many lessons, but what for you is touching?
The one I always like is that he performs these austerities and Lord Brahma gives him benedictions. And then when Lord Nrsingadev comes, he upholds the benedictions of Lord Brahma. So he doesn't kill him in the day or the night. He doesn't kill him by any weapons. He doesn't kill him by any man or beast. Or so. Similarly, when the spiritual master, or Srila Prabhupada says, you chant 16 rounds for regular principles, go back to Godhead. Then Krishna, he upholds the promise of his devotees.
And what for you it's mean? What conclusion for you?
Well, it gives some faith in following what the spiritual authorities have said, and therefore there's
Because why?
Because Krishna upholds what his devotees said.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Well, Hiranyakashipu is representing the perfection of manipulating the material energy. He was able to stop the planets going into inauspicious constellations. Nobody was growing old while he was in charge of the universe. Everything was right. Everything was perfect. There was no discomfort, not just for him, but for everybody in the universe, actually. So whenever there's suffering, we can see, what I take from that is that the sufferings that we're going through are a blessing. And although it's counterintuitive to want suffering, at least we can train ourselves to appreciate that this is our incentive to get out the material world. Whereas if we're in a universe that Hiranyakashipu is in control of, then nobody will want to leave it, because everything's great, Nobody grows old, nobody gets sick. It's always spring, and the trees are always producing fruits.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what do we learn, like, from Hiranyakashipu, say, personally? Maybe what I can learn is how meticulously he performed austerities. Very, very detailed, very fine, very focused, although for a wrong purpose. But the way he meticulously performed, say, sadhana for that matter and all. So that is something, if I can be a bit more slightly more attentive in my practice of Krishna consciousness. The purpose should be different though, but yeah, if I can be a bit more attentive.
Thank you. Yes, every story is very, very deep. I think if we will sit here every day and just discuss this lila, we can spend few years, I think, because it's so many lessons, so many deep things. So it's fantastic. And why? Because Srimad Bhagavatam is not written in Sanskrit. Srimad Bhagavatam is not translated into English. It's translated by English, but Acharya said that a language what is used in Srimad Bhagavatam, this is Samadhi Bhashya it calls. So Shukadeva Goswami, he was in Samadhi. He see all these things. He was meditating very, very deeply. And we see sometimes when Maharaja Parikshit asked him some questions, he lost his consciousness, how you call it? Faint, yes. He faint in very deep meditation in Samadhi and came back again. So it was very deep. And all these words, it's called, all Srimad Bhagavatam, it's called Samadhi Bhasha. So this language of Samadhi, this sound from Samadhi. So it's very, very deep. And in Ukrainian and Russian language, we have read. It sounds like читать, and it's very similar with Sanskrit word chita. Chita means consciousness. In Russian and Ukrainian language, читать means to read, and I like this word because so it's help us to understand that when we're reading, we put our chita inside this something. And we put, when we reach Srimad Bhagavatam, we put our chitta in this transcendental samadhi sound. Yes, we can say. And it's so many lessons and so sweet. And yes, Hiranyakashipu, sometimes we see that Srimad Bhagavatam calls it Shri Hiranyakashipu. And yes, we can say that he is one of our gurus, but not like common guru. But there is two types of guru in our life, two types who teach us how to do and who teach us how not to do. And if we in position of disciple, of student, of or disciple, and when we see this life through the eyes of disciple, of student, we can see that we can learn good things even from bad things. And when we see that somebody doing something wrong, it can be, if we in position of disciple, we also can think we can also have lessons. It's also our guru. This is disciple eyes, disciple position. And all canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, do you discuss before this topic of 7th canto, the main topic of 7th canto? Do you remember what is the topic of 7th canto? Main. Shukadeva Goswami in 2nd canto, 10 chapter. I will find this verse. Second canto, 10 chapter, first verse. He describes 10 topics of Srimad Bhagavatam. Atra sarga visarga cha sthanam poshanam uttaya manvantara shanu kadha nirodha muktir ashraya. He describes these 10 topics of Srimad Bhagavatam. Different canto of Srimad Bhagavatam discuss different topics and gradually, step by step, help us to come to the level of ashraya. So step by step. So spiritual life is step by step, not it's like a moment. Step by step. And 10th canto is ashraya, Krishna, when we can give our heart specifically to Krishna, to lotus feet of Krishna. 6th canto, canto number 6, on this discuss very interesting. He discussed two topics. Two topics. 1 second. One topic. One topic. It's called Poshana. So when God protect you, seven canto discuss topic of Utta. Utta, what mean motivation? What mean motivation? And in sixth canto, this topic discussed by two, and also canto number 6 discuss pure and non-pure bhakti, two types of bhakti. Pure bhakti in what story? Sixth canto, previous one. Vritrasuras, pure bhakti, and who? Second bhakti? Indra bhakti. So also bhakti, but mixed bhakti. Mixed bhakti. Canto number 7 discuss also two topics. He discuss one topic. 7 canto discuss one topic. This Uta, so mean motivation to do something in this world. And we have two stories. First stories we start to read now. It's previous one. This story about Hiranyakashipu. What motivation? What motivation? Yes. Material enjoyment, yes. And acharyas discuss that we have in material world, anyone is doing something. Everyone, even some bacteria, some birds, people, everyone is doing something. And it's very interesting that we have only two motivations. We can have in this world only two motivations, general, two big parts. First is self-enjoyment, so enjoyment of your body, of your mind, of your body through the senses. And second motivation is so bhakti, to serve Krishna. So it's kama or it's bhakti. In Bhagavad Gita we have the same, where we have the same definition of two. In what chapter? What described there? Yes, the same. So asura and Daivi or demigods or devotees, so two motivations. And this canto of Srimad Bhagavatam describes this material motivation, self-enjoyment in story of Hiranyakashipu, and next motivation of bhakti, love to God, through the story of Prahlada Maharaj. Yes. And this first story can help us to more clearly understand what is pure bhakti, what is bhakti, when we see such a good example of Hiranyakashipu, and then we see Prahlada Maharaj. And yes, Hiranyakashipu, this is motivation of kama, and Prahlada Maharaj, this motivation to do something is bhakti, prema, love to God. And if I thought yesterday about the main lesson for me from this story of Hiranyakashipu, and it's a lot of lessons, but the most that inspired me that the path of trying to extract happiness from this world, this is path to that end. Because who are me and who is Hiranyakashipu? Hiranyakashipu achieve everything. What I want to achieve something. I want this, I want this, and want this, and so on. But it's a few drops from that Hiranyakashipu has had. And Hiranyakashipu teach us that this way of trying to extract this happiness from this world, this is that end, really that end. He has everything. All women, he can trip everywhere. He has a lot of food. He controlled everything. Yesterday, I listened lecture about seventh canto about Srimad Bhagavatam, about this story. It said that Hiranyakashipu, even he was so powerful that he conquered demigods, except who? Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu. Any other demigods was conquered by him. And demigods, they control laws of nature. So when scientists open some laws of nature, they can see like from this side. But from that side of this reality we can see this is a small part. This is even scientists, they said that we can see something like 5 or less percent from whole reality. Another reality they call dark matter, or dark energy. We cannot see, and we have no ability. So because we cannot see many things, but we have these technologies, they can show us what we cannot see. For example, Wi-Fi. I cannot see Wi-Fi. Yes, I cannot see and see. But we have technologies that help us to feel this, to control this, to use this. But dark energy, but dark matter, they said we cannot touch anyway. So this is another, and so we have big part of this universe that we cannot touch, cannot see, cannot even understand. So, and Vedas explain that there is some higher consciousness persons from that side of these laws of nature, and they control this law of nature. For example, this a lot of any. So I can use my arms, I can move my arm. How I do this? If you will think how you do this, I don't know. How I can use my fingers, how I can use these fingers, how I can move my head. It's very difficult to say how I do this. So this is such laws of nature, and Vedas explain there is some higher consciousness persons that control these laws of nature. And Hiranyakashipu, he conquered these demigods, and he changed laws of nature. And he changed that good persons who made austerity, who made yagas and so on, they went to hell, and bad persons who can do anything he wants, he went to heaven, yes, to heaven. So, and many other things. So he was so powerful, but very interesting. One small detail. What detail? But he was unsatisfied. And for me, this is so deep lesson, because Shishi ko danitai me parsha sheki jam. So it explained me that if I will achieve everything in this world I want something. This is normal. We have some step by step our spiritual life. This is okay, but in general, I can understand where I need to go, because somebody before me, he go to the end of this path, so I don't need to go this path also, because we see he was unsatisfied. He could control everything. He could do anything, any enjoyment. So anything. And he was still unsatisfied. And there is some very unpleasant, uncomfortable truth. And if to say honestly, we can, the day before before yesterday, we celebrated this Vamanadev Leela. And he said that if you are not satisfied by 3 steps, you won't be satisfied even by conquered of whole universe. And what is 3 steps? Yes, we can. 1, 2, 3. An idea, if you if me are not satisfied now, even these 3 steps, I won't be satisfied never. This is very uncomfortable truth, but this is truth, and Hiranyakashipu's story shows up this, that so satisfaction somewhere in another place, and this is very important question of satisfaction. Am I satisfied now in this place, in these 3 steps, in my practice of bhakti, if I'm satisfied? And a few days ago, I discussed with my mentor a very interesting topic. We discussed one topic, but I have some thoughts about this bhakti process. And it's Rupa Goswami, I think it's Rupa Goswami, yes, it's Rupa Goswami, said that what is 2 first results of practice, of real bhakti? Klesha means something, disturbance, any disturbance. Klesha Agni, it means that bhakti destroy any disturbance, can destroy any disturbance. And second, Shubhada, everything good is coming in my life. So, and I thought, if I feel some unsatisfaction in this process, some emotions, something. Of course, this is step-by-step way. Yes, we have some different levels, but Shastra said that immediately bhakti, and very interesting, this is 2 types of results. Klesha Agni Shubhada comes from level of sadhana bhakti, because number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6, they can be achieved. This is a result of more advanced levels. But me are practicing now sadhana bhakti, and it was like realization for me. Wow. And Krishna shows me it was one situation in my life, and I discussed with my mentor, and I understand that it was this situation was mercy of Krishna, because he showed me that I'm not fully satisfied. I'm not fully satisfied like Hiranyakashipu. But Shastra says, if you practice in sadhana bhakti, you will be satisfied. You will be satisfied. You will be free from all disturbance, even on level of sadhana bhakti. And this helped me to understand that I need to change something in my sadhana bhakti. After many years, I'm practicing some years, and it was a few days ago, deep realization that Krishna shows me that you need to practice deeply. And I start to read book Bhakti Shuddha Chintamani of Shivaram Swami. It's fantastic book. It's from basic thing to up. And he discussed this topic of pure and pure face, and different mixed face. And I feel really deeply, I feel that I want to have pure face, and I need to change something in my practice. And I start to discuss with my mentor this topic, and I feel that, to be honest, for me, to be honest, I don't see any other way to change my face, to pure my face, except to have association with pure devotees. To be honest, I don't see another way. Of course, practice and so on. But when I was discussing these topics, when I have a session with very, very senior devotee, he's very powerful, and he's really pure and very powerful devotee. I feel that my face is purifying. When you discuss with these devotees, and he told me a story, not in this discussion, but few months before we met each other in Poland, and I spent with him 6-7 hours every day just discussing that situation with him. I was dreaming to see him, and he lives in Ireland now. In Ireland, he's from Ukraine, but now he's like moving everything in Ireland, temple programs and so on and so on. And I was dreaming to see him and to have association, because I remember that he influenced. He has very good influence in my spiritual life, but we have some pause between our relationship. But in Poland, Krishna make this real. I suddenly met him, and it was fantastic. We have 6-7 hours every day discussions. I came to him 5 o'clock, and until 11 of night we was discussing different topics, and understand what is when you see pure devotee with pure bhakti, you can understand what it is, and you can compare with your life, and so it's wow. You can see, and you believe your face is growing, because you see that you are not reading just from books. This you see persons like this person. Wow, fantastic! I want to be like this, and your face is wow, 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 wow. Increase more and more, and you can ask how to become. So this is process of bhakti. And before story I will share very interesting. Prahlada Maharaj will say after 2 chapters, in chapter number 5, he will say very, very important for me in my spiritual life. This is key. This is key from real bhakti, from pure bhakti, from this satisfaction. This we can feel this bhakti, real bhakti, through the satisfaction in our spirit. We can have a lot of problems, okay, but satisfied or non-satisfied, this is question. And Prahlada Maharaj said, how we can get this bhakti? Unless they smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnava, from big letter Vaishnava, Vaishnava, real Vaishnava. Lotus feet of Vaishnava, completely freed from material contamination. Persons very much inclined toward materialistic life cannot be attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, who is glorified to these uncommon activities, for his uncommon activities. Only by becoming Krishna consciousness and taking shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord in this way, so taking shelter in lotus feet of the Lord means take shelter, real shelter, not theoretically, not just photo on your table of some pure devotee, about real relationships. We can have shelter of Krishna by having shelter of pure devotee of Krishna. This is the most deep secret of bhakti. And I feel this when I remember this story when this devotee, this very powerful devotee, he was in Ukraine when war started, and he was maybe heard about Mariupol. I don't think he heard. So the most city where it was bombing, and he is president of this yatra in Mariupol. And when war started, it was the first town what was bombing, and now they calculate that something like 70 or 80,000 people died, like common people, not military people, but common people died because this city was bombing. And this devotee, Madhava Krishna Prabhu, and 60 other devotees, they were there in Mariupol when it was bombing. And they went to some house, and it's a big story how they came out from the city, but they spent 2 weeks in this city what was bombing, and it was terrible. It was like the end of the world, every buildings are destroyed, many people on the streets, you can see dead people and so on, and so no water, Food, they just before war they bought a lot of food, like intuition, like something from their heart said they need to go to buy food, and they buy. Next day war started, but there was problem with water, no water, and they when snow fell down, they like melted and drink, and from this they drink water from batteries. And they visit different destroyed buildings around them and take water from this system. It's terrible. It's terrible. And it's really a horrifying story. But when Madhava Krishna Prabhu was telling me this story, he said that I don't tell anybody this, but he was not proud of this. He was just sharing. He said that this is first time I share it. I was not disturbed. There was no fear in my heart. Was no any disturbance. He was not proud discussing these topics, and he said that I don't want to share this with other devotees because you can imagine what they feel. But he said that it was very good experience for me. I understand many things, and I was not disturbed. I have no fear. I have no, something like this. And when he tell me this story, I feel this, wow, I see this power of bhakti, of real transcendental level, not just some theory from books and so on and so on. And he tell this story how they came out from this city, and I was shocked. And before, I remember he tell me, so he was like secretary of East Ukraine when in 2014 war started. He was still head of this region, and he was going to the regions where war was going. And he said to me that I was going by bus. I was going by bus to preach to temples, to encourage devotees, and so on and so on, to serve devotees. And there was shooting rockets, bombs around, and I was just going because he want to go to devotees, to serve devotees, to preach, and so on. And wow, this is bhakti. So no fear, full satisfaction even in the most terrible situations, and not just the sentimentals, but this is real feelings, this is real level, this is real satisfaction. And many other things. So what the most important conclusion for me from this story of Hiranyakashipu, that I cannot achieve satisfaction because everyone wants, even not happiness, at least satisfaction, this peace in heart. But you cannot achieve peace of heart by trying to put together sense of object and your senses. It's can be, and Hiranyakashipu shows us, because we see in next chapters that he was unsatisfied, he has anger, he has unsatisfaction, and so on and so on. But I can achieve satisfaction some another way. Of course, this is not the main goal, but this is one of results, Kleshagni and Shubhada, of real sadhana bhakti. And from, as Prahlada Maharaj will say in future, in 5th chapter, so unless they smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnava, completely freed in reality from material contamination, persons very much inclined toward materialistic life cannot be attached to the lotus feet of Lord. So if we want to achieve this bhakti, and if we want to achieve this shelter of lotus feet of the Lord, the only way, according to this verse, to achieve shelter of lotus feet of Vaishnava. What it's mean? It's mean to practice under the guidance and to the spiritual guidance of elevated and pure devotee. This is guru, but of course, not only Diksha Guru, it can be Shiksha Guru, it can be Diksha Guru, so not matter, this is details, but Shastra said that we need to have a real Guru in our spiritual life, not just like one of my mentors joked that just photo, all Guru in your life, this is just photo on your table, that's all. But I cannot practice in this way, so I need some real relationships, and I need to practice under the guidance. And this verse, another verse which describe pure bhakti. One second. Nukulyena Krishna Nushilanam. Can you repeat this verse? Jnana karma navritam. Krishna Nushilanam. Yes. So one of the most important, like we have two parts in this verse. External part, what means external, and the most important part, internal part. External part, like it's Anyabilashata Shunya, so Shunya of karma and jnana. This is external thing. But heart of this word, heart of pure bhakti, is Anu Kulyena Krishna Anu Shilanam. Anu Shilana means to, in our life, in practice, it means to practice under the guidance of pure devotee, spiritual guidance. Anu means follow. Anu means follow somebody. Follow means to practice under the guidance of pure devotee, of Guru. But Guru, it's big topic, what is Guru. So not only Diksha Guru, but if Diksha Guru is real in my life, okay. If not, so I need some Guru to practice under the guidance. And it's mean to ask questions, to receive instructions. It means also have real deep life relationships with this devotee, and with love, enthusiasm to serve this devotee. And to be honest, I have this experience in my spiritual life. When you have very, very close and deep relationship with such type of devotee, real in your life, you're like a rocket in spiritual life. Right? Very, very quick spiritual life. Because why? We have two things. Why? How it works. We have more external and more internal thing. So external thing that you can be, 1 second. You can have this guidance, what is next step for you in your spiritual life. Because spiritual life is very, very, very personal. For you, next step this. For you, this step's next, another step for you. But I can say, oh, this is step for me. But real for me, this step. For me, this step. This is like, so you can practice under the guidance. Somebody can see you and can give you advice, can you give instruction, what next for you step. But, and esoteric internal part, this is transcendental Krishna system. Bhakti can be received only not from Krishna directly, but from devotee. This is Krishna's system. So I cannot receive bhakti from air, I can receive bhakti from somebody, from some person. Okay, devotee. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Grantarat Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Nrisimha Lila, Shri Nrisimha Bhagavan ki jai, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna, thank you very much.
His Grace Karuna Chandra Prabhu ki.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we have time for question, or we need to finish? Okay. Hare Krishna.